Biden goes on pandemic offense, and student debt goes way up. Here are the Recount's top stories. The Biden administration is going on offense.
Brown, right, orange, purple, white, red, 96, 18, 30.
President Biden announced Thursday that all unvaccinated employees at any company with more than 100 workers have to do weekly testing. The way to avoid getting a giant Q-tip jammed up your nose every 7 days?
Get vaccinated.
So it's a vaccine or submit to weekly testing mandate. As part of Biden's plan, the Labor Department will require companies to give employees paid time off to get vaccinated and recuperate from any side effects. The new rules will affect more than 80 million workers, and businesses could face a fine up to $14,000 for each violation. As you might imagine, Republicans aren't taking this too well. More than a dozen governors and 2 attorneys general late Thursday issued statements defying the federal orders, many threatening to sue.
Have at it.
Texas Congressman and former Navy SEAL Dan Crenshaw took to Twitter to ponder whether the Democrats were trying to tempt a, quote, full-on revolt. Someone should ask him if he staged a full-on revolt when he agreed to take the 17 different vaccines required to serve in the U.S. military. As the Delta variant continues to surge, children now represent more than a quarter, or 26.8%, of weekly COVID cases nationwide, according to data released this week from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And the update comes as schools across the U.S. are getting into full swing. In some parts of the country, officials are responding to the issue head-on. On Thursday, the Los Angeles Board of Education voted to require students 12 and older to be vaccinated against the coronavirus to attend in-person classes in the nation's second-largest school district. But in other communities, educators are begging for help. In Mississippi, at least 18,825 students have tested positive for COVID-19 within the first month of school, and more than 15,000 had to quarantine last week alone. Only 46% of Mississippians 12 and older are fully vaccinated, one of the worst rates in the country. Several Mississippi teachers told Insider that they want the state's Republican governor to, at the very least, issue a mask mandate for public schools. So far, Governor Reeves has resisted. Record of the day. And yeah, it's the bad kind. The Federal Reserve estimates that in Q2 of 2021, Americans owed a startling $1.73 trillion in student loans. The record-breaking total marks an increase of 3% compared to Q2 of 2020, despite a lengthy pause on federal student loan interest rates and the elimination of billions of federally held student loans by the Biden administration. The decades-long increase in student debt is even more noticeable when compared to decades prior. In Q2 of 2011, Americans owed roughly $905 billion in student loans, which means that U.S. student debt has increased by more than 91% in the past decade. It's a different kind of back-to-school sale at Amazon this year. The online retailer announced on Thursday that it will pay for full college tuition for its 750,000 U.S. hourly employees who have been at the company for more than 90 days. The new plan will also pay for high school diplomas, GEDs, and English as a second language proficiency certifications. The company is stepping up its education benefits at a time when employers are struggling to hire workers amid a tight labor market. And Amazon got the memo that attracting workers, of course, means more perks.